It's winter in Mississippi, and we're catching nice sized crappie with a tiny 64th ounce jig. I've got some awesome LiveScope footage for you, and I hope you like it. Thanks for watching. There you see my jig dropping down about 25 feet from the boat. I'm kind of reeling it up so I can drop it down on that fish. It's coming down right on top of it. Notice how I'm kind of shaking the rod a little bit. And he hit it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, he missed it. Dang, that's a nice sized fish. So get it back out there again. There you go. You can see the jig about 25 feet out. Coming on, about to come on top of nice looking fish. There's a couple of them there. Kind of reeling it right on top of it. Just twitching it. One's following it. Now the other one's following it. The other one's even bigger. He is turned. He got it.
There's one.
Yes.
Right on the boat. That's a good one too.
Man, I'm telling you, that is so much fun. You gotta try it.
Get in the boat, sucker. Wild Willeys OCD and a Roadrunner. Right at 12 inches. Black crappie. 12-inch black. Made me work too hard for it.
For me, underspins work great in the winter time, typically. However, I didn't like the way the fish were reacting to it, so I changed it up and went to a more finesse presentation using a 64th ounce trout magnet jig head. And I was also using the Wild Willeys OCD little minnow in the comet color. It's a 1.75 inch lure. Check out wildwilleysocd.com and use Miss10 for a 10% discount. So made a little bit more of a modification and trimmed off some of the tail to make it even more finesse. This turned out to be a really good move. The fish were eating it up, especially with that comet color, which is a black body with a chartreuse tail. That tiny little trout magnet jig head will really get some bites for you, especially if you're using it with a Wild Willeys OCD little minnow.
There's one. About 17 feet out on the near to the bottom. Goodness gracious, get up in a boat. Gracious, that dude is full grown and he wanted it. Look at that, man. Did he want that or what? Look at, I'm gonna have to do surgery. Easy. Goodness gracious. That sucker's full grown. Just a hair over 14 inches. Black crappie. Get in the boat. Hey, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe. I appreciate your support. God bless you. Get out there and go fishing soon.
Jig about 30 feet from the boat, dropping down to the fish. That's a nice looking fish, about 17 feet out, right above the bottom. So you want to drop it right on top of them and stop your lure right before you get to the fish. You don't want to hit the fish with it generally. Now I got it. That fish turned. He is following it. Yes, he ate it.
There he is, 15 feet out.
That's so much fun.
On the bottom. And that is a good one. That's what we're looking for. Get in this boat. He's grown. Nice black crappie. 13-inch black crappie. Whew. Look at that toad. Get in the boat, man. Get in there.
So my setup is my 10-foot ACC crappie sticks rod with a Daiwa Fuego 2500 series reel using 10-pound test monofilament and a 1/4 ounce slip sinker peg. There's my jig dropping out about 48 feet from the boat, coming down on top of the fish. Kind of lose sight of the jig there. Trying to get the transducer lined up, moving it around, trying to find it. Sometimes it's a little hard when they're that far out. There it is.
There's one. 40 feet out on the bottom.
One of them made it.
Goodness gracious. You can see him coming up right there. Gosh. Get in the boat. 12 3/4 inch. Black crappie. Yes. Get in that boat.
So I changed up to the Wabash, which is a 1.6 inch soft plastic bait by Wild Willeys OCD, and I pinched off the little V-tail, so that's even more finesse. There's my jig dropping down 35 feet from the boat. There's a nice looking fish there about 28 feet away, 2 feet off the bottom. There's my jig, and now I'm bringing it up on top of the fish. He turned. He's got it.
There's one.
Yes.
See, that was 27 feet out on the bottom, near the bottom. Get in the boat, fella. Goodness gracious. Sucker's grown too. 12 3/4 black crappie. Oh man. Get in there.
I decided to change it up a little bit, and I switched from the Comet color to the Pearly Gates color, which is a really nice pearl color with some sparkles in it. The fish seem to love it. There's my jig dropping down about 35 feet from the boat. I kind of undershot it. I wanted to hit those two bigger fish to the right. Now my jig just went on top of that one fish right there. He wasn't interested, but there's an even nicer fish that I'm coming up on. Now I'm about to drop it down on top of the fish. Hopefully he'll eat it. If I can get it lined up. There it is. Oh, he turned. It's on.
There's one. Wild Willeys OCD. Pearly Gates. Sucker got off. Man, that was a good one too. It's all right.
I decided to go back to the Comet color. I do like to switch it up to experiment. I really like the fish to try to eat it aggressively, and they like the Comet color. There's my jig about 32 feet from the boat, going right down to the bottom. Just dragging it along the bottom is a good pattern this time of year in the winter. The fish seem to hang out there, and they will eat it if you get it in front of them. All those bumps on the bottom are fish. Now there's one suspended. So I'm dropping my jig on top of the fish, see if he'll eat it. Oh, he already turned. He's looking at it.
There's one under the boat. Yes. That's a good one, too. Get in this boat, dude. Get in the boat. Wanted that. Goodness gracious. 13-inch black crappie. Yes. Black crappie. Get in there. Catch a couple more, call it a night.
That's a nice looking fish. My jig's dropping down about 25 feet out. Now I'm bringing the jig on top of the fish. See if he'll turn and eat it. He turned. He's looking. Oh, it's on now. Can't see it, but he hit it.
There's one. Fairly soft. Coming up to the surface right there. 17 feet out. Man, it's like making me work for it. Get in this boat, big hog. Get in here. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Look at that toad, man. That sucker's 13 3/4 inch. Black crappie. Yes. Yes.
There's a couple nice looking fish pretty close to the bottom. There's my jig dropping down. That looks like a pretty good drop. Hopefully that fish will be interested. I'm bringing the jig right on top of it. Kind of shake it a little bit. He turned. Oh, it's on. When they turn like that, they're going to eat it.
There's one.
Yes, he ate it.
Dang, that's a good one. Bottom lip, boat flip. 11 3/4 inch black crappie. Yes. 11 3/4 inch. Get in that boat.
There's my jig dropping down about 27 feet from the boat. Now I'm bringing it on top of that nice fish suspended a couple feet above the bottom. And there's my jig right above it. See if he'll turn and eat it. Nope, I don't think he saw it. There's a nice fish right on the bottom and another fish to the left there, about 2 feet off the bottom. There's my jig dropping on top of the fish. And I should have pulled it from that small fish right there.
There's one right under the boat. That's a mean one, too. Goodness gracious. Get in the boat, my friend. A keeper crappie. Looks like I wanted to eat it, too. It's 11. Shoot, that's 12-inch crappie right there. Black crappie, 12-inch.
There's my jig dropping 23 feet from the boat. See if some of these fish will be interested in eating it. Oh, he's interested.
There's one.
Boom, he ate it.
That's a mean one. Get in the boat. Get in this boat. Look at the size of that toad right here. Mamma mia, look at this toad. 13 and 3, almost 14-inch black crappie. Yes. Get in there. There's one. Yes. It's amazing. Get in the boat.
I changed from the Comet color to the My Precious color, which is kind of a June bug color with a little bit lighter purple.
12 and a quarter. Black crappie. 12 and a quarter. Get in there. All right, one more. This is it. Last fish coming up. Oh my goodness. There's one. Last fish of the day. Yes. Goodness gracious. Look at that slab well. Gosh, they're not happy about it. Well, got 16 of them. Not bad.
Hey, I appreciate you watching today. Thanks so much for your support. God bless you, and get out there and go fishing soon.